What's up, vinyl community? It's your boy Chris, coming at you live as always from the man cave. I'm going to take a few minutes to do a contest entry video for my buddy mikeguitarplayer07. All one word, exactly how it's spelled, M-I-K-E, guitarplayer07. You guys got it from there, I believe. Mike is a great friend of mine. He's a young college student, a very talented musician from New Jersey. Awesome guy. He and I talk regularly, in contact regularly. We've exchanged several, records and whatnot through the mail. He's an awesome guy, and he's got a contest going on his page right now. And the gist of the contest is 5 desert island albums, essentially, which, banished to a desert island. They allow you to take 5 albums with you. What are you taking? And that's tough. And I think what he's looking for most of all is diversity in the playlist. But I just want 5 that I could never see myself, not wanting to listen to. And so it's probably not going to be good enough to win your contest, Mike, I don't think. But here you go. I promised you an entry video. I'm a man of my word. So let's get started. First one I want to show is definitely one I could never see myself not listening to. Even the jazz man that I am, even as much jazz as I listen to, I'm still frequently in the mood to hear my favorite rock and roll albums. And I love Band on the Run. And this is my half-speed mastered copy. I've showed it on my channel before. I love this album. I adore it. Let Me Roll It is one of my favorite songs of all time. I love Band on the Run. I love the way the album comes in. The song 1985, well, that's the year I was born. I love it. I love everything about it, and I could never see myself ever. My freaking ringtone on my cell phone is Let Me Roll It. I could never see myself not wanting to listen to this album. So if I got to go to a desert island forever, I can take 5 with me. That's coming. So that's one. Next up, well, it's only my favorite rock and roll album of all time. It's my favorite non-jazz album ever. It's the first album I played for my daughter when I brought her home from the hospital. Had a few minutes in the man cave with her while she was awake, because everybody knows newborns sleep a lot. And it's the very first album I ever played for. I adore the album. I love it. I love everything about it. There's not a lyric I don't know. There's not, a time ever that I would ever be upset if somebody goes, hey, let's throw Abbey Road on. Hoping it gets a good 50th anniversary treatment next year. I think it will be. That's kind of been the MO for the Beatles since Sgt. Pepper, for their classics anyway. I'm a little upset that Revolver and Rubber Soul didn't get the full 50th anniversary treatment, because to me those are my favorite albums by the Beatles in order: Abbey Road, Revolver, Rubber Soul. My 3 favorites. Yes, I like 3 albums better, at least 3 albums better than I do Sgt. Pepper. As classic as it is, but that's not to knock on Sgt. Pepper. That's just a testament to how damn great that band was. Okay. The next 3 are all jazz albums, and Mike, to be honest with you, I'm really doing you a solid by not having all 5 of them be jazz albums, because I could have done that. I just couldn't picture myself ever not wanting to hear Abbey Road and Band on the Run. So it's like, what better ones to throw on? And these 3 jazz albums, you guys have no idea how difficult it is for me to pick just 3 jazz albums to take with me, because you could ask me tomorrow and I'll pick 3 others. You could ask me later today and I'll pick 3 others. I'm sitting here right now regretting not picking a couple as we speak, but I've got the stack made. Let's do the video. Lee Morgan, Search for the New Land. That's an original stereo pressing. I think I've showed it on here before. I'm not positive. It's New York labels. I love this record. I could go so many different ways with my favorite, to me, is the GOAT trumpeter, Lee Morgan. I could go so many ways. I could go, the cooker. I could go, Sidewinder. I could go, oh my God, just so many ways. Really any Lee, honestly. I love them all. GOAT, in my opinion, again, GOAT trumpeter. And but this for me is Lee at his creative peak. You've got Wayne Shorter, Grant Green, Herbie Hancock, Reginald Workman, and Billy Higgins on this masterpiece, because that's what this album is. It is a freaking masterpiece. And again, this is, for me, is Lee at his creative peak. So if I want to hear who, in my opinion, is the GOAT trumpeter of all time and one of my 2 or 3 favorite jazz musicians ever, then I want to hear him at his creative peak. And so if I can only take one, I think this is my one. Lee Morgan, Search for the New Land. All right, 2 down for my 5 Desert Island albums. I can never see myself ever not wanting to listen to this one. This is one of the most frequently spun records in my collection, and for so many reasons, but one in particular, and I've definitely talked about this on here before. Art Blakey, A Night at Birdland, Volume 1. This, of course, is my original mono pressing. I've showed it to you guys before on here. New York, USA labels. I love it. It is a freaking masterpiece. Art Blakey, Clifford Brown, Lou Donaldson, Horace Silver, Curly Russell, and as great as every musician on here is, for me, this is the greatest display of Clifford Brown's talents ever caught on record, in my opinion. In my opinion. You can make an argument for plenty others in his short, 26 years on this earth. But for me, he torches this. He is so unbelievably good, and I recommend it to everybody who's never been introduced to Clifford Brown and his remarkable talents. If you want to know, hey, what's the fuss about this Clifford Brown guy? I know Miles Davis, but everybody says this Clifford Brown guy's better than him. So is Morgan. Everybody says he's better than him. What's the fuss with this guy? This is where I point you. I could never see myself not wanting to hear that trumpeting excellence on record. Next one was the first one I picked out when I came to do this video. This one was easy for me. Unbelievably easy for me. I'm sure so many of you already know. You're like, okay, 4 albums in, you got 1 to go, and Chris hasn't showed us any Train yet. Guys, come on, you know damn and good well I'm taking Blue Train with me. You already know it's going. It's going, and it's getting spun frequently. This, of course, is my, my mono press, 47 West 63rd Street labels. I adore this album. It's the only Train on Blue Note. It's the greatest jazz artist ever, in my opinion, on the greatest jazz label ever, in many people's opinion. And it's Train and Lee Morgan on the same record. Train, Morgan, Curtis Fuller on the trombone, Kenny Drew on the piano, Paul Chambers on the bass, and Philly Joe Jones on the kit. How can you ever go wrong? Ever go wrong with a record like this? It's a masterpiece in every single context of the word. I love it. So there's my 5. Mike. And real quick VCLT, because it applies, because this is Mike's contest and the VCLT is from Mike. So this applies. Recently, you guys know I got a cassette deck. It's a gift from a very dear friend of mine in the VCLT. So Mike packages up a bunch of cassettes, sends them my way. And very nice of him, but that's just the kind of guy Mike is. I don't think Mike will mind me reading the letter. It also came with a photo, but I'm gonna keep that one to myself. I think Mike would appreciate that. I got a kick out of that, by the way, Mike. That's great. Chris, I hope you get a kick out of the photo enclosed. I did. What better way to show our friendship than make an imitation of the profile picture with the surprise records you sent back in December? For those of you guys who don't know, I sent him Ellington at Newport and John Coltrane at Ascension because Mike was really starting to get into jazz, and I had duplicates of each, and they're great records, so I felt like he had to have them. Since you have a new-to-you cassette deck, I figured I'd send some cassettes. Some I bought. Thank you, by the way, man. You didn't have to go out and buy anything. Some I bought and others were given to me, but I have some and others I'll never listen to. I hope you enjoy them. Upon shipment, all the felt pads are on the bottom where the tape is. It arrived as you sent it, buddy. Hope it stays that way through the shipping. It did. Perhaps now CCLT will become a thing, just like VCLT before cassettes. I don't know. People who look at my channel might be tired of me showing cassettes anyway. Keep on rocking and being the great person you are. Blast the tunes loud, Mike. buddy, if you think I'm a great person, then it couldn't come from a better guy. Because, gotta tell you, I ain't bad, but you're the best. Thanks, bro. So much. You didn't have to do this. You don't have to do any of this. And real quick for you guys, I'll show you the best ones. You can Get a Grip by Aerosmith. I really love that Get a Grip album, especially Shut Up and Dance and Crying are my favorite moments on there, Mike. So thanks for that, buddy. I didn't own that in any format. I used to have the CD, but I got rid of all my CDs years ago. Eric Clapton Unplugged. It's one of my favorite live albums ever. Ever. Love it. Seals and Croft Greatest Hits. Still sealed, man. Thank you. A couple others. He sent me like 10 or 12. Okay. I'll show these off real quick. These are big sentimental value for me, Mike. You might not have known this. My mom loved Mariah Carey in the 90s. Really did. And these two, she owned both. Both in cassettes. Mariah Carey Emotions. Mariah Carey Fantasy with the remixes with ODB. My mom used to blast these so often, so there's not a word on either that I don't know to this day, I guarantee you. And so I'm going to take a little trip down memory lane in a little while and throw both on. Also, just, some great stuff, 10 rock and roll hits from 1957. It's got some Little Richard on there, some Jerry Lee Lewis, Patsy Cline's on there. It's a little weird they consider Patsy Cline rock and roll. I certainly don't, but I love the song nonetheless, so no complaining. It's like a killer mixtape. So there you go. There's my 5 Desert Island albums. Mike, I hope you like this video. I hope you consider my top 5 in your contest winnings, and if not, I'm just happy to participate in your first ever contest in the VCLT, buddy. Winning's not what it's about for me. I just want to show a little love to a friend of mine who's been so good to me. I really enjoy your friendship. Again, thank you for the CCLT. I love them all. I'm going to play them all. I'm going to play several of them today. Thank you so much again, Mike. It's a little early for a beer, but cheers with a tumbler of water. Everybody, head over to mikeguitarplayer07, one word. I think the deadline is like 3 or 4 days away. I'm not positive. You might correct me if I'm wrong in the comments so that these guys know. Do me a favor, shoot on over to mikeguitarplayer07. Enter. I don't think a video is mandatory. I think you can also give your 5 answers in the comments for those of you that helps. But if you don't subscribe, shoot on over and give that guy a subscribe. He's a phenomenal guy. He's got some great videos, great taste in music, and he's got some live performances of himself on there as well, and they're all great. So until next time, until next video, keep dropping that needle, you guys.